Hi, welcome to DY India Tech. Today we discuss about Linux swappiness step by step. Point number is introductions. What is swap? Swap is a part of disk use and extensions of RAM. When the RAM is full, Linux move inactive memory pages to swap. This prevent crisis but can slow performance since disk access to lower than RAM. So when you enable the swappiness in your servers, it will help to crisis of applications or outage of memory. It helping to uh, so basically it helping to tension of RAM. When this when you enable the swap, if your system is physical memory is get fully occupied, then as per the swappiness value, the system is start using that swappiness. When the system is start swappiness, your system may be performance little bit slow because the pages writing in the disk. Point number two, what is swappiness? Swappiness is a parameters that we have to set in the Linux kernel labels. Okay. The value we can set 0 to 100. 0 is avoiding swappiness and 100 is the aggressively use of swappiness. By default, all the systems Linux distribution value is 60. It will maintain the disk balance. So by default set is so if the by default set is 60, so how is working? How is getting utilized? Okay. So if the by default set the system swappiness is 60, then your system will and your server will start utilizing the swappiness value once your physical memory reach more than 40%. Okay. Point number three. How you check the what value is set in your servers or your system. So there is a two command you can use. You can run sudo sysctl vm.swappiness or you can directly check in the files at /proc sysvm/swappiness. If you run this command, you will get the output of the current value which is set in your server or your system. Next point, how we will change this. So as I explained earlier, by default is set 60. Okay. So we have to set as per our requirement. Okay. Because if the higher the numbers of the swappiness, it may be your application's performance is degraded. Okay. So temporary, if we want to set, so the command is sudo sysctl vm swappiness is equal to 20. In this case, we are trying to set 20 from 60 to 20. Then simply you have to run this command sysctl vm.swappiness is equal to, and then you give the value whatever you want to set. This will be set temporary basis. Once your system will be rebooted, this value will be overwritten. Okay. So how we will set this on permanently? So if we want to set this value on the permanently, then we have to take this files. Okay. We have to use sudo. We have to use editor. We can use nano. We can use vi. So we have to use nano. So whatever editor you want to, you can use it. So then you have to run. Why we are running sudo? Because if you have a normal users, okay, because this task need to be done by administrator with the super user, okay. So that's why we are using sudo, okay. So sudo, then we have to put a editor. So here is editor is nano. Then the file path is etc sysctl.conf. And once you open this file, then you have to just copy paste this value in the last of the files. Once you copy this and then save it, and if you want to check whether it's set or not, and if you want to reread that file, so then you have to use sysctl-p, then you will get the reflected this parameters. So when to adjust sharpness, lower sharpness 10 to 20, best for desktop, laptop, and plenty of RAM. Keeps apps responsive. Higher is 60 to 80. Quick comparisons table. Swappiness value behavior 0 to 20. Minimum swapping, keep data in RAM. Okay. If we set minimum value of the swappiness, so in our case we have set 20. So once my server's physical memory utilize up to 80%, then my swappiness value get utilized. For balancing, like we have to set 30, 60. If you want to use aggressively, then you have to set 70. Too low is like 0 to risk and tips. Too low 0 to 10. Risk of running out of RAM, system may freeze. Okay. If we set the value of 10 of sharpness, so it might got a chance to the system get freeze. Okay. Because if we set the sharpness value is 10, then once your physical memory get utilized 90%, was like 80 to 100. System may feel slow due to constant disk IO. If we set the higher numbers of sharpness, then it maybe impact your applications, slowness and all. Okay. It is not recommended to use like higher value. Best practice is like use like 20 to 30, which is good for. So let me show you the practicals. Okay. So how we will set this. So as per the document, we can just do practicals. So let me open my server. Change the font. Okay, let me log in. So I'm trying to log in with my user Divine Tech. So I had it. Let me switch the root. Okay, now I reach the root console. So first of all, we have to check the swappiness value of my servers. The command is sysctl pm dot swappiness. So currently my system is like that the swappiness value is 20. The other command we can just verify the okay. So there is a two command. You can just verify the swappiness value. Okay, and we want to set this permanently. So we can use EC dot conf, and then we can see here. So I already set here 20. So if we want to set is temporary basis, so we just simply run this command is equal to 10. Is getting some error. Okay, because of I put a space, so we don't want to put any space the command line. So this value is set for temporary basis. Once we reboot the system, it will like again reset the value and your system will be set like 20. If you want to persistence this value, then we have to update this file. Okay. And then we have to permanently set this roughness value is 10. So currently see my server's roughness utilized is 0 because I have set the value of 20. So my total memory size is around 1.5 GB, which is utilized is very less, as is free of 900 MB is around 1 GB. Okay. So I have assigned this 2 GB for swappiness value, which is completely free. So when the system is getting utilized and if they're reaching this, if we have set this value is 20, so in the case once my memory is getting utilized is 80%, then it starts slowly consuming this like fragment. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. We will meet in next video. Thank you.